Hi everybody. I just thought I'd come on tonight. I was actually going to record this earlier. I was going to record it yesterday, but it just didn't happen. So I thought, look, I'm just going to go live with this tonight, where whoever sees it, or has a look later. It doesn't really matter. But it's been sort of rising up in me, so I'm trusting my gut instinct on this to bring this topic forward. And there's been quite a few people of late too questioning this or wanting to understand this or not really quite getting the gist of what cutting ties is about. Now this is what I just wanted to discuss tonight. Not to take too long with it, but I just want to present the truth of what cutting ties is. A lot of people know about it, some people don't know about it, but if you're wanting to move ahead on your path, if you're wanting to truly evolve your energies into higher vibrations, if you're wanting to move from lower vibrational frequency patterns, vibrations of other people and their patterns, certain circumstances, situations, just in central to maintain your energetic core. This is a vital component of your skill set that must take place. Now I want to clarify, because when egos afloat, and egos afloat in most people, that ego brings up fear, okay? So it can be subtle, it can be obvious, it can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be anything from right in your face to really not even felt that fear is within you circulating. So when a lot of times over the years, the most common question or the common reaction, which again is an ego-based reaction, is when I talk about cutting ties to somebody or cutting ties with whatever that might be in the moment. That reactionary state is one which says, no, I can't do that. No, I don't want to rid that person out of my life. I don't want to cut ties with them. No, I can't do that. So this is not what cutting ties is about, okay? That again, as I said, is an ego-based response that you fear losing somebody or a person, whatever, a family member, however it is for you, out of your world. The true cutting of ties is simply about energy. You are energy, first and foremost. So to maintain your field as free and in as much clarity as you truly can, so that you actually have the ability to discern and to work through what is ego-based, lower frequency aspects, or what is heart-based. We've got to have this sort of enmeshment and muddy, murky pools of energy and disclarity and, confusion and chaos that we can get into. Again, we don't even realize most of the time of these energies that are surrounding us and are within us as well. Now, as energetic beings, and if you are a light source, you are constantly attracting and raising to you the lower frequencies for the opportunity not only of yourself but of others to raise what can be transmuted and transformed in that moment. So even as just simple people, even if we're not awake, okay, our auric energy field is so huge around us, okay? We are constantly moving in between other people's fields all day. So we're able to be consciously and subconsciously and unconsciously, we're drawing in energies, we're repelling, we're attracting, we're doing this the whole time of energy movements all within and around us. So again, a lot of the time when you're feeling bleh and you're feeling heavy and you're feeling weighted down, most of the energies there that you're carrying, and again, we go physical, okay? I want you to start stepping out of physical and start feeling that, hang on a minute, maybe this is energies that I can release, all right? So again, a lot of energies you're carrying in the way that you may feel, okay? Even people who are carrying weight, a lot of their energies that they're carrying on their being aren't theirs, all right? Because if we're not conscious to our energetic state, we will continue to walk this path. And what I always find amazing, and I think, how clever we are in spirit is at times, we often attract surnames, or we see, aspects of the energy we're carrying in names. And there was a great example years ago of a story I heard where I was at a workshop giving one, facilitating one, and one of the participants said to me, we're talking about something like this. And she said, talking about her sister-in-law, and we were discussing how, again, the burdens that she carries and the weights that she was carrying on her back and choosing to take them on from others or picking them up on her journey, and this thing that was going off and off and off and carrying on top of her back, and that her backs and shoulders were simply being weighed down. Anyway, ironically, her surname was Burden. Go figure. Okay, big awakening there. But you see, you know, many people kyphotic, where their backs are really hunched over, and they don't have to be old geriatric people. They can be younger people. You see them very stooped. They are people who are carrying a lot of energy. That's not necessarily those, okay, their own. So we're constantly in this enmeshment time of energies. Again, you can go into a supermarket and you might go into a place. Here's the classic example. You go in feeling really good, be it wherever it is. Next thing, you feel like crap. You walk out and you feel absolutely flat as a tack, and you're wondering what's gone on. And this is simply the energy exchange. You've taken on other stuff and they've taken your good stuff. So to become a conscious energetic being, and for this journey forward, we all have to be, if we're really wanting to and becoming diligent to this, is that we've got to be aware of our own energies, okay? Even if you're in a bubble, absolutely. Elisa, oh, hello everybody, I just saw you on. Even if you're in your own bubble, that's a really good question, because if you're doing your maintenance work and you're getting in your bubble every day, okay, and you might start the day doing your violet flame, your own, you know, protection, your circle, your bubbles, your stars, whatever you might see and be in, and many people don't, and this is not judgment, it's an awareness presentation. That if you have any negative thoughts, if you have any less than love-based frequencies or thoughts coming from your being, again, here, or here, you're puncturing holes in that bubble that you've set up in the morning, okay? So this is why it's all about our integrity and how we keep maintaining our field, because any hole that we send out negative thoughts, or we're in fear and we let holes from others come through because we allow that to take place by our response or our reaction, we have, again, a two-way street of energy being able to get in. And the more negative that you might be through the day, or the more things that might come up that drop your vibration down, you're punching more holes, okay? So this is why, you know, truthfully, I'm always in my violet flame 24/7, and I reboot my violet flame constantly, because I know, for me, that gives me this huge force field that I know that's in place, that anything I might let slip, or anything that might slip through or be directed to me knowingly or unknowingly, I've got this little barrier that's working for me, transmuting, so that I can maintain my field, all right? So to be conscious to your field, to be conscious of who you are energetically, we must be maintaining our space, okay? So as I've said for years to everybody, just for 7 days straight, with being absolutely religious to this to yourself, you know, very strict, do your violet flame, do your bubble, do your tube, do your star, whatever it is that you want to do, anchoring above, anchoring below, so you know you're doing it. Watch your thoughts throughout the day, reboot as much as you have to, reinstate your bubble, your star, etc. for 7 days, and notice the difference in yourself at the end of the 7th day. You will see a major, major difference. Now, through that diligence too, you're going to feel clearer. Now, the more you become knowing to your energy, the more you then become very aware when incoming is coming at you. Because you could be feeling really, really good, then all of a sudden, oh God, I've got this pain in my back, you know, just as an example. And always watch what you think and feel first, because go with that. Oh man, it feels like I've been stabbed in the back. Yes, you may have. Because again, we don't know what's being sent to us. We don't know what people think of us. And most of these energies are being sent not necessarily from the conscious level, they're coming from the subconscious level, because many of the players we are with are our karmic players. So we've got lots of issues and lots of unspoken energies, subconscious energies that are also in the mix here, playing out big time. So this is allowing ourselves to get on top of this, okay? Finding our way through the muck, wading through, as I said. Now, part of this, the key, as I said about tonight, is about the cutting of the ties, because this is what's vital as we really want to start that movement and progression forward for our soul's evolution. Just in that last sentence, we don't know always, unless we're very conscious, okay, what is coming at us. So instantly, the minute we feel not okay, okay, this is probably one of the easiest things just to work with. You don't have to know it. If you're just not feeling okay, but you were, be alert to that. Then be a little bit of a detective without going too into here. I don't want you in here. But just to go, well, hang on a minute, what just took place? Or who was just around me? Or what may have just been happening? Or who was that all of a sudden now I'm not feeling like I was a few minutes ago? Or you're very conscious that, man, this person really impacts me and I don't like this. You then have the choice of how you want to play that. Always violet flame, bubble, rebubble up, reboot, reinstate your energetic shields and your purposes. Then this is where the cutting of ties is vital, because you are not in cutting energetic ties, cutting anybody out of your life or your world. Can I please state that clearly? You can if you want, but this is not what the purpose is. The cutting of ties is to free your energetic space, even more so. So when you do this, it's the consciousness of releasing someone else's energy that's been incoming and has attached to you and can be draining you. Absolutely. Okay. Some people will do that. They'll see your light. They'll unconsciously, subconsciously want it to feed their lack. And so this two-way street's taking place. The minute you choose to step up, and again, you don't even have to know this. It can be at the end of the day, because again, you don't know, at work, at home, whatever. You can be having arguments at home with your family. Okay. Perfect time to do it. We love our family. Yes, but it's not okay for someone else to dump their energy on you. And it's not your job to take somebody else's energy on board, right? Every soul is divine. Every soul is equal in the eyes of the Creator, the source itself. We have all come from the one space, from the one spark of flame, the son of the sun, and we are each equally the sons of the sun. Okay, so there's no discrepancy here. What gets in the way is our lower ego. Our lower ego says, oh, you can't do that. I need to do this for you. I should be doing this. I can't stand it anymore. I need to help this. Oh, this makes me uncomfortable, so I'll step in. Oh, I don't think you're able to actually think about that. Oh, you're not awake yet. All these thoughts that might be going through you are lower based thoughts that are less than, because every soul's equal, remember. The other thing too is if we're intercepting, we may be preventing someone on their journey. So everyone's meant to fall and find their feet again. We're meant to be there in loving support, absolutely, but it is absolutely okay, and it's an absolute divine principle, law of energy, that no one is to take another's energy and no one is to take someone else's. Okay, we just aren't meant to do that. Our aim is that if we don't have our own energies, we can't balance them, we can't understand them. Okay, if we're letting someone else sort it for us, then we will never be complete and whole and able to work through our journey. So this exchange is very important. So when we're awake, we want to now start handing back those energies that don't support the highest light, truth, the heart. Okay, because most of these energies are of that subconscious karmic nature, and they aren't of the heart. They're of old stuff, old baggage, old thought forms that we've established over lifetimes, okay, playing out now in this common time. So as we choose to hand them back, we are saying, I am taking responsibility. I am taking ownership for me. And that's all you're ever asked to do. You're not responsible for anybody else, because they are magnificent souls. Now, as the mother, that's a little different, because as your little children, they've chosen to come through you, You are there to guide them and to assist them, okay, and to teach them the ways of the heart and the truth, which they will know much more than you do anyway, and they'll remember it way quicker, and now they're not forgetting it. So our aim as a mother is to enable them, hand to them the power and their ability to do this as soon as they are able to as well. But as that mother for early children, we can do this on their behalf, okay? As people get older, as these kids might get older, you can go to someone's higher self and ask for the permission. Now, this is different. You may ask for the permission if someone you feel may need help, assistance, or if this is to take place. You will get a feeling or a thought of a yes or a no. If it's a no, you don't go there. If it's yes, then you may engage. So I know examples when we've been in tricky situations in the past, and I was going into some very heavy energy-based situations, and with my family, I would look after my kids. They were young. But I also said to my husband, this is what's coming, I know. Would you like me to bubble you up? Would you like me to look after you, to assist you? And he said no. So I said, fine, I had to honour that. Okay. But as we hand someone back their energy, we are, as I said, taking back our ownership and our responsibility. And we're saying, I am now handing you back all your energy because you need it. You know, there's no point in me carrying this. It's not serving me. It doesn't help me. Actually, it drags me down most of the time. So I'm needing to hand this back to you for you to have the biggest opportunity for you to walk your journey. At the same time, I'm taking all mine back from you. I'm freeing myself completely here so that I can now rise to a higher level of clarity, frequency, and understanding. So by releasing all these cords, and it's amazing how many cords there are that you choose to take on, they are hooking in from crown down to your base chakra and anywhere, front and back and all around, that again, when you release them, watch how you feel. The difference in your body, you will have more energy, you will feel lighter because you're freeing your whole auric energetic space. Then you reseal again, then you violet flame again, then you can put in whatever rays of light you want to support you and support this frequency that you have just created, okay? So as I said, when we cut these ties, we don't cut people away, but we free ourselves, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, we are meant to be doing that, all right? So the more you do it, the better you get at it, okay? So it's a bit of a joke for those that do know me. I mean, a common thing for me through the house, just consciously, unconsciously these days I do it, but it's my scissors. So that for me is just like, oh, you know, I'm at a point where, but through lots of training, I might say, it's not just, oh, isn't she lucky? That's not it at all. This has taken me years of practice, and that's my intention. And to be who I am and what I need to do, I need to be clear. So I can't have murky waters, or who I help I'm going to be murkied with, and that's not okay. So when I'm in my clarity, the moment something comes in and I hear it, it might be feeling like this big bang hit. It's an energy hit. And again, I don't judge anybody for this because these are the energies at play that I'm here to sort through. But I go in and I may or may not know who that person is. It doesn't matter. It's more the point that you recognize what you are holding, what you are accepting in that moment, and what you are ready to release. That's what's key for you. Okay, if you get the impression, if you get the thought of somebody, that's fine. Release all with love, okay, and no judgment whatsoever, or you just devolve yourself back down again. And this is the test from ego to the heart, okay, from that lower base frequency to the higher base frequency. It's about your integrity, your ability to hold your own, the balance, and ultimately when we're in that peaceful state and we find that inner peace, it's about the balance, okay? When we're in balance, we're neither in either direction of positive or negative. We're just simply being in the moment, unaffected, very stable in the still point of nothingness, so to speak. Where in that moment we're both the goddess and the warrior, being able to observe and see everything and every aspect of this greater picture and movie that we have chosen to be part of, but we're non-reactive. We are responsive to what we need to do to maintain that balance for us and to evolve it to an even higher transformative state. Okay, are there any questions? I can see some coming up, so sorry, I'm just going to read this. It really does. I've tried this. Why do we? Yeah. Well, that's it. And you know, most people do forget to keep it up, and that's okay. You know, it's again, you remember as you remember. But you know, for me, I remembered because I was just getting hit so many times, and it was just, I could feel it in my body. And it's amazing, again, like the energy first, the physical second. As I said, when you start clearing these cords off, and some can be wrapped around you, some can be constricting you right across your chest and you can't breathe. Some are like axes, knives, daggers. Remember, these are symbols of energy, okay? And for many, it's like hooks, okay? So I'm not sure. I think I've got 5 looking at the moment, but that's fine. What I also do, I wasn't going to do it, but I might, to take you through how I do cutting of ties. Would that be okay? Or I can do that at another time. I know some of you would know this, but again, I use a very specific tool or skill, I suppose. I use Archangel Michael and his energies, that when he comes in, his purpose is protection and our mission. So when I know I'm working with him, or when I need extra protection, if I feel I'm in a space where the energies aren't okay, I call him in. I call his twin in, Archangel Faith, as well. I have her on my left and I have him on my right. So again, it's that reinstatement for yourself. I can put myself in a triple ring pass knot. I can add many rays of violet blue, violet blue, violet blue, and extend it right out through my auric field. And you can take your field out as far and as big as you want it to be. Okay, now, here's the key. It's like when you're using the violet flame and when you're setting yourself up in these rays and bubbles, etc., make sure you're listening to the intention and the energy you're coming from. Because if you're coming from cutting of ties or doing your maintenance work, if you're coming from fear, nothing works. Because these higher frequencies don't recognize the lower frequencies. They don't match. It won't happen. Just like when you call for the big guns in to help you and you're coming from fear and you want them to fix it or take something away or to make it all better, this is why they don't work. Okay, so you've got to watch that intention of where you're coming from. Intend it from your power source. I am, okay? I am wanting, I am wishing, I am wanting to do now, willing, however the words are for you, but I am, make that your beginning statement. I am brings you into the present moment. It takes you to your highest point of self, to your holy God Christ self and beyond, okay? So I am is saying right now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, in a minute. I am now intending that I am establishing this, and this, or in this moment now, Archangel Michael, come before me, with me, stand with me as I am choosing to cut ties now. Now, how I do it is, I see two big blue circles. Again, I see them a bit pale, they're not dark, I see them palish. Pale blue circles, like a figure of 8, but they are not to touch. They can be this way, they can be this way. In front or side, doesn't matter. There's no wrong or right here. It's just how they're configured. The touching is very important. They are not to touch, okay? So you are standing in one circle. In the other circle, you will have the thought, the feeling, the vision, the knowing, or the name of somebody who will present. Don't will it, don't make it happen. If nobody comes, leave it alone and come back later. All right, but I have never ever worked with anybody that no one's never presented. So sometimes you might be shocked who comes, All right, again, don't judge that. Don't get into that. Just be as neutral as you can. And it may be someone that you know very well. Okay. In that moment, I want you then, and ask Michael to assist you, to guide you, to show you, to let him teach you. Okay, this is how we learn. You will see cords between you, head to toe. They might be thick, they might be thin, they might be cobwebs, they might be tree roots, they might be tree trunks, they might be anything you want. Doesn't matter. Again, don't judge it, don't dismiss it, don't fear it. This is simply energy again, okay? And remembering this is right across timelines here, ancient timelines too. So in that moment, in your mind or out loud, doesn't matter, and I'll write this up on the page tomorrow or tonight, you call the person by name. I am now cutting you loose and setting me free. I'm handing you back all your energies. They are your responsibility, not mine. And I am taking back mine now too. I am now cutting you loose and setting me free on the ancient, the past, the present, the future, and across all time streams of consciousness now. In your left hand, Michael will hand to you a sword or fire of blue light, flame, laser. Again, it doesn't matter. Might be just scissors, a knife, trust what you get. But blue is the good color to use, okay? If you get violet or gold, again, don't stress, but blue is usually what you'll see first. With that and those cords you see, start hacking through, okay? Now, some people, some energies, okay, not the person, the energies. Some can be very, very old and established here. So some might be very hard to cut through. Some may try to reconnect, okay? Be very alert here because some who play these games for so long, the energies are so used to being in this formation that for the change, there's a bit of a ripple effect here happening. So the old matrixy will try to reconnect in, okay, from that other being. They're not aware of this, okay, unless they're very conscious. So cut. If they're really hard, and I've had big trees that like I've had to get Michael in to help me with hacksaws, and we've sawed through together. Again, trust what you get. But cut till they are all gone. You will see that person disappear, that circle will disappear from view completely. Okay? Then there might be another circle, and you continue this until you feel that's enough now. Now, there can be cast of thousands, I can tell you. So trust how many you feel, do what you feel. But when that is complete and you are still standing then in your blue circle, reboot the violet again, okay? Reboot it completely. And then see within you any extra hooks that might be still connected. And again, these can be anywhere. They're like Oki straps distantly out in the ethers, but hooked into you. Unhook all of them, front to back, head to toe, around and all the back, everything. You can do it all. You can see it all. You're multidimensional. Free yourself completely. Cut right down to the skin. Any little cords that might be hanging off. Cut. This is you stepping up. Keep that flame going, rebooting that violet flame continuously because it's getting into all the parts you can't see and transmuting them instantly. Then when you're clear, see cords coming from you that you've lost your energy and you've given your power to somebody else over time as well, and that can be as simple as a doctor. Bringing these Oki straps home, bring them back in and watching them fly back into you. These are your energies that you need, okay? So this is empowering you. So when these all come home, they're yours. You need them. You've got to have them to keep moving forward, but believe in that. And then again, when you feel you're done, reboot again in that violet or maintain it. Then seal yourself off. So it can be the Star of David. It can be just a 6-point. It can be a 12-point. You can have any star. It can be the tube of light. It can be a bubble. It can be an eggshell. It can be a cone. It can be like a dolphin holographic type thing. It doesn't matter as long as you are sealed, and check then your auric field that there's no holes or cracks or punctures. And again, you can do that easily. Just reseal it, put the blue around it, make it all absolutely solid. The only points of light that can come through from your source, way above, down through, that enters through the crown, right through you, and out through, down to the Earth Mother's heart only. That is the only point of connection through your formation. Any geometry, anything you feel or see, roll with it, okay? It's yours. No wrong or right here. But it's important. And as I said, you do this for 7 days. A great way of cutting ties is at the end of every day, because you don't know at work, supermarkets again, family, whatever, what you've brought on, what you've taken on from someone else, what you've allowed into your field, and also what you have sent out. Because, you know, we all have our moments where we're not so heart-based and we might have a little thought, okay? If you know you've had a less than thought, don't judge it. Bring it home, own it, flame it, transmute it. That's all you got to do. No guilt, no shame, no worry, no, none of those negative things. Just own it. Yes, God, I let that go. Whoops. Okay, I claim it. I'm the creator of it. I dissolve it. That's it. That's as simple as it is. This is how you'll maintain and rid of your karmic aspects, okay? Keep on top of yourself. Keep your integrity, keep your neutrality. That's what's paramount here. If people are meant to fall away as you rise and your vibration changes, this is one of the hardest walks, because we fear that. We have fear of abandonment rooted in our base chakras. We fear judgment, guilt, shame, all these old lower emotions by, again, how we should be staying with people, how we've been programmed that that's not right, family's blood, we stick together, blah, blah, blah. This is not about that anymore, okay? The energy is simply about you, where you are meant to be, who you're meant to be with, that sings to your soul, that supports you energetically, and that loves you as unconditional as we can find. So there will be players in your movie as you shift that are not meant to be part of your movie anymore. Their soul is choosing to remain, your soul's choosing to move up. No wrong or right again. Okay, now I also can tell you the game of trust and faith in this is that, and how I've got through my world, is that I've had to trust in that in many ways and many years, that if I am meant, and this is truly my belief, I tell myself, if I am meant to be part of a union, part of the movie with someone, a soul connection, a higher soul mate within my soul tree family, then I know that they are going to come, they are going to be there. I trust enough that my path will be divinely guided enough that those who I'm meant to be with will come. So I've been able, it's not been easy at times, but it's getting easier. I've been able to move away, keep trusting in that path, rising up, and I'm always validated because it's always joy when I make the move. And what I've found over the years is that those souls who are well and truly part of my soul journey, even though I might have left them down here on some level and walked away, or haven't contacted, we haven't spoken for years, all of a sudden then I see this movement where they come back in and we can meet and we're harmonizing again on another vibrational plane. How they got there? Not my stuff. Doesn't matter. Have they done it the same as me? No, usually not at all. Okay, but this is the walk we walk. It's about faith and trust. It's about knowing your energy, keeping it as clear and as free and as high as you possibly can, because only in that state can you truly align to the higher truth. If you're in murky waters, then what you align to is murky. You can only attract at that level, and even if you're someone that's hearing or feeling or you get told information, you will be only receiving it at that level. You may have moments where you rise and it's different, but again, this is where we must become very conscious of precisely where our energies are. Because if we're in ego, we hear in ego, we're attached to wounds and fear. If we're coming from the heart, we're neutral, we're clear, then we've got the whole bastion of this incredible universal energy and information available and on tap as in accordance to our divine plan and blueprint. Okay, so I had no intention of talking for that long. I hope that makes some sense. If you've got any questions, you can flick them through. As I said, I'll put out the mantra that I use to do the cutting of ties. if you want to do a guided one with me, you can go and find them on my YouTube channel. There, I think it's Cut Yourself Free Now or Set Yourself Free Now, I think the title was, or Free Yourself Now, I think that's it. And in those YouTube videos, in that particular one, I do cutting of ties. There's other ones where I take you through the whole alignment systems, through the chakras. Again, have a little fiddle with there. There's chakra-based meditations as well. There's lots there on the YouTube channel if you want that guidance direct. So I'm not planning to do a guided meditation with this at the moment, except what I just did. But I will, as I said, put up the mantra to help you in your own way to cut yourself loose and set yourself free as often as you can. So if you're like me, use your systems, just cut around the house all day, incoming, bang, you know. And the beautiful thing is, and it's not a negative thing at all, you know, you can get to such a level where you can be absolutely fully present with somebody and hear them from the heart and be fully, absolutely in that moment of listening with them and loving them unconditionally, but still being very, very aware of what's being sent to you. And so I've got scissors going in my mind physically. They're happening all the time with incoming as I let things go, because there's a lot of stuff that gets sent to me because people don't want to hear what I'm saying a lot of the time. And that's okay. It doesn't bother me. But I have to be aware to that, because otherwise I will wear that down. And if I worry about what people think about me, then that is my ego, and I will wear that as well. Okay, so it's really important to know your space, and in that, boy, you are empowering yourself absolutely and coming into your true, authentic aspects of yourself. Okay, so I hope that helps. Nice to see whoever joined on, and I think there's Elisa. I saw Marilyn and Tegan and Kath maybe. But anyway, whoever else, hi bye. And as I said, flick me a question, or I'll wait for a few minutes if there are any questions before I go, and otherwise I will talk to you all very soon. So I'll sit here for a minute and just see if you've got any questions about that, and if it made sense, because I had no plan or rhyme or reason with this, I just did it. Because I know there's a delay. Okay, all right, well, I might go because it doesn't look like there's anybody with a question, which is fine. So I hope that, as I said, hope it helps a bit more clarity and really the importance that it is to cut your energy ties. Okay, I will see you all again very soon. Take care, have a good night. Bye.